So, Chris, you get 400 points for your creativity, and Steven, you get, I don't know, 100 points because you were on the stage too. Like, he'd just, like, give out random point amounts. So sometimes he would be like, Jacob, you look good today. You get 1,000 points for your beard. Like, what? Like, he's just, like, giving out random...
You know what's funny?
What?
You started the recording right when you said, alright, so Christopher, you get points.
You get 400 points, yes.
So now I have 400.
You have 400
so it's on the
points.
record.
But Jacob has 1,000 for a beard that he doesn't have.
Yeah,
What about
exactly.
my life?
Can I get points for having his non-existent beard has the points? He doesn't.
Alright, so...
Mr. Hudson? This counters points.
Sure, you get 1,100 points for your lights.
I have a
If I do
question
this,
about these
can I get a
tests.
point?
For one of the questions, two of the angles were 60 degrees and the exterior angle was 110.
Yeah,
How does that work?
you're supposed to tell
we're
me.
just doing
Is there a right answer? Because the interior angle has to be 60 to make a triangle.
Look at what the
But
setup
then-
says.
Oh.
So that's fine, because you said exterior and interior angle don't similar. That is what's wrong, but that can't be true. Right? Like that would have to be 70, which then really makes this not a triangle.
Okay.
Or it can't be a straight line, even though it looks like a straight line. So like I gave you that one because then I realized what you were like trying to use.
Oh.
You didn't explicitly say what I was looking for, but I understand that like you understand what's going on.
What are the closure problems? How many?
100 through 108, 107, really, because 108 is like the check your answers.
I have to do 50 questions over the weekend.
Well, Satya, you make your bed and you lie in it.
But I lost my bed.
Well,
Now I can't
that's
sleep.
even worse.
So you lost it.
So put a blanket on the ground.
Sleep in the hole.
So, Satya, here's really what it comes down to. I guess you're going to be uncomfortable. I mean, like, I'm sorry. In high school, if you lose a giant project and it's points-based grading and they're like, well, you get a 0, like, I'm hoping that you figure out your organization before that.
I'm just gonna pretend like everything's a laptop.
I mean, you never locked your locker. Someone might.
No, I always lock my locker. They don't.
So,
You can
He
go
started
every
locking his locker. Oh, okay.
So, Nidden, feel better, or why are you not here? Do we want to work through these together, or do we want to take like 20 minutes work independently / small group, then like go over stuff? Like, how do we want to work through closure? We want to get through this within these 2 days, but I think we'll probably do that even faster. And we might take a quick glance at Chapter 5 so you guys know what's coming up. And also tomorrow, like we talked about, we could have the alternative option of like watching a little bit of a documentary or something.
Yes.
So who's got opinions?
Which way would
I
you
also
like
just
to
finish
do
up
it
the
on
girls.
Satya, you.
How about I do every other homework and then I turn it into you? And then
How about you talk to me independently when we can create a plan for you?
I think we should do it.
Levi.
What's your opinion on it?
That we should try these problems on our own to see if we can actually do them and then figure out where our issues are and ask questions about that.
Is closure spelled just closer? Because that's not either.
No, it's closure. U-R-E.
Wait, was it Z?
No.
Z? What?
Closure.
Closure.
Satya, this is why
You
you
are-
go. Yes, you to work on
You
stuff.
can't speak English. You can't speak Spanish.
Actually, I
What
can't
language are
speak.
you gonna speak?
I just can't see. And also, I got a master on everything first try.
For Spanish?
Everything. You did. You did. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
any other strong opinions?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any other strong
I
opinions?
mean, I don't know what I
Otherwise,
did, and I don't know what the markings mean.
what I would encourage us to do is
Closure in class.
we,
Okay.
process through. So if you did not see when you walked in, this chapter 4 closures due Monday, but this is what we're working on today / tomorrow. I don't know when my font changed to Rockwell, but it did. So I don't know how it did. Like for real, it did it on its own.
I thought you just knew these fonts by name.
No, it's
That was
on
even
there. It's just-
scarier.
I have a friend who can
I
like,
know every single
Crap.
I guess he'll like look at an article and be like Helvetica. For
I
real.
have no Leica.
Well, he's in publication, so he knows.
Oh,
he
okay.
knows fonts because you choose certain fonts for certain like feelings.
I thought for
So,
hobby.
I would like Then if no one has strong opinions, for the next 10 to 15, we work either independently or small group. I will leave the board up, so if somebody needs to come up and like process through, ask questions, whatever. But you have the answer key, right? So what I would like is you identify what is worth us going over it together versus what you're already confident on, like what you've already mastered. So in about 10 or 15, so I'm going to pause the video. So Nidin, this is mainly a message for you. And like 10 or 15, I'll start the video back up. We can go over things like as a whole class and with my assistance. But until then, I would like you guys to just process on your own. I was reliving some nerdy stories last night with some people talking about how we would go work in the math lab and like no professor, nobody else, but like just all of us that were in the same class just trying to process through these homeworks and like use the brain power of the collective group. And I would like you guys to get a bit more comfortable with doing things like that.
Wait, what? How's that factor?
We're a little too aggressive for that to work.
It does sound like math counts, and yes, but that's something that you should work on. So, until like 11 o'clock, we're just going to try to process through these and see how far we can get. Okay? Nidin, I'll start the video back in a little bit. All right, Nidin, we're back. It's like 11 now. Are there any issues on any of the problems we've dealt with yet? Trick in a couple of these, we can factor first. Right? So if you did not recognize that, like B and C can both be factored first. What about like F? I don't know that we've really had anything like this. Chris?
It's a difference of squares.
It's again a difference of squares, even though it's not a number.
It's a different value.
X minus Y.
X plus Y. Huh, I stole your thunder.
Yeah, and then you confuse my brain. It's still difference of squares, but instead of a number squared, it's y squared, so it's x plus y, x
And we
minus
have
y.
no idea what could possibly be. I mean, we don't know what anything
What about
else
what?
is, but
E?
that is probably 12 unless X is negative.
So we know x and x, right, because the x squared. Then to get 2a, what do I have xa, xa, or ax, right? So that, my outer, my inner, give me 2ax, and then my last, it's just actually a perfect square. So this is guiding us in future chapters. When that, we've talked about this a tiny bit, when that's a perfect square, that's a perfect square, and this is double the product of the square roots, it's a perfect square trinomial, so it's just x plus a squared.
You know what else is perfect square?
Your head is
A
just
shape
square.
with four
A square.
Minecraft. Those are cute.
101, it's kind of plug and chug.
Yeah,
Because
but
of
like,
Ferrari.
what
Ferrari
what
is
actions
actually-
do you just really describe that graph?
We can't stay focused for like 30 seconds. 102, Trig, any issues? Anything you want me to do?
Pretty easy.
103, similar polygons. Figure out your scale factor, and then figure out your unknowns. My 12 and my 8 are useful for figuring out my scale factor there.
Also, or Jason always get you 10.
Wait.
You 10.
Any questions up to this point, or should we just keep working and take questions tomorrow?
Take questions tomorrow.
Okay.
Oh,
Yes.
Joe, will you like slow down? Because did you describe the graph?
Yeah, the U.
That's not how you describe a graph.
It's a U.